This is me venting because sometimes black people have offline conversations in our communities. Like everybody, sometimes you just have communications within your own group of people. And there are things you say in those conversations that, you don't always say out in public. I'm going to share a couple of things because I think that it is okay to express one's anger when it is warranted and from a safe place and not threatening violence or anything like that. These are just words of expression from conversations that I have listened in on, I have participated in, I've read, and I've joined in and everything. And I just like to say to white America, why did y'all let this happen? And before you think your mind to say, no, that's MAGA. No, I'm talking about all white people. Because it remains the fact that you have the most power in this country. You have the most wealth. You have the most political power. You have the power to vote however you want, to get whatever you want. And you have allowed that man to be voted in twice. And before you fix your mind to say, yeah, but I voted for Kamala Harris, I voted for Hillary Clinton. Yeah, you did. You did, thank you. And you know what else? You can go two doors down and that person voted for Donald Trump. You can go to the next bedroom and that person voted for Donald Trump. You got Donald Trump on speed dial. You got Donald Trump voters on speed dial. It's your community that did this. And so you don't get some special exemption at all. You don't. It's like, thank you. However, we're not made better because you happen to be one of the good ones. Your community did this. And your community is doing this. The vice president said, yeah, they got qualified immunity. That lady is wrong. The Christy Nomi lady says she was a domestic terrorist. It was a domestic terrorist event. Lies upon lies upon lies, and these are the people you put in office. The president said it was a law enforcement event, or J.D. Vance said a law enforcement. They said it was a law enforcement event for Venezuela, for what's happening in the Caribbean. They're just throwing out all these words nilly-willy because you put these people in place and they believe, like 99% of white America, if law enforcement says it's okay, then it's okay. Because you have been trained to believe that law enforcement is your Lord and Savior because they're guarding you against us. That's why every single police chief and sheriff and district attorney runs on one platform, tough on crime. And that means tough on us, and you all vote them in office in every red and blue city, state, district. You put those same people in office because they promise you they're going to be tough on us. And now you've given their man in the White House complete immunity to do whatever he wants. He got his own personal police force that's following the same script, the same laws, qualified immunity that you have allowed local police forces to have because they've used it to protect themselves against us. Back to blue. Blue Lives Matter. And that rooster, that chicken is coming home to roost on you because you allowed it to do so. I just made a video a moment ago. When is enough enough? You are the single largest demographic. You own all the institutions. You own all the money. You raise these people. You birth them. You raise them. You go to school with them. You go to church with them. You go to restaurants with them. You go to shows. You go to the park. You do everything with them. We don't see these white people. It's you. It's you. It's 200 million of you. And you have allowed this to happen. And I'm telling you, you cannot say, I talked to my brother who's MAGA. I can't talk to him anymore. I talked to my parents. I talked to my son. I talked to my sister. That's all I can do. I'm done. I did all I can do. I voted for Hillary. I voted for Kamala. I'm done. Okay, thank you. And this is what we got. We don't have access to MAGA. You do. You have access to these people, and yet you have allowed them to run roughshod over you, the institutions, the government, and destroy the Western Alliance. It's disgraceful. And you know what the thing is? You are now the most hated white people in the world. And these people around the world, they don't care if you're MAGA or a Hillary or an Obama vote. They do not care. The very people you guys be talking about, oh, I'm Irish. Oh, I'm Italian. Oh, my grandparents are Swedish. Oh, the UK. They hate you. They don't care if you're MAGA or blue. They do not care. You are the most hated white people on this planet right now because of what you have allowed to happen in this country. And what has happened in this country has spilled over to Asia, Near East, Far East, Middle East, Europe, and of course the Americas. And even the nice white neighbors right above us in Canada, even they hate you. And you just go about your lives. It's Thursday. People are planning for the weekend. They're just planning for the weekend now. That ICE agent walked past Renee Good's memorial and kicked it over. And kicked it over. Does that make you mad? You know what? White people have been shooting up Emmett Till's gravesite for 60 years. So much so they have to encase it in metal and all this because white people use it as a rite of passage to go shoot the gravesite of a child that was killed because a white lady said he looked at her. We held this stuff in for 60 or 70 years. We deal with it every day. We walk out of the house. We have to be worried about whether or not some white people are going to kill us because they are allowed to do, because they have qualified immunity, because they wear a badge, because Blue Lives Matter, because you gave them that power. And so when we talk amongst ourselves, I'm not talking about all black people, but the black people I know, we talk about ourselves, we say, what the F is wrong with white people in America? Why aren't you see it from people around the world? Why aren't you in the streets? Why don't you shut this country down? Shut this country down. Do not go to work until that man is taken out of that White House in handcuffs. It's 200 million of you. You watched 10,000 of them take over your capital. You didn't do nothing except sit around online and blame Merrick Garland. They spread feces on your Capitol. They've torn up your White House. They've torn down all the international relationships. And now they killed a mom, that word that you love so much. A mom. She's trying to be a mom. She was a mom. And a widow. Oh, she's a widow. So like your Christian Bible say, take care of the widows. And a veteran. Her husband was a veteran. Oh, and now she has her partner. She's gay. All the things that you say you love and support and back and defend. And the ICE agent is kicking over her memorial one day later after discharging his side piece. And so the rounds went into her head and unalived her because you can't say these things on these apps because you allow censorship in America. You have all this power. You're just sitting back with a level of passivity that is absolutely disgusting. You should be ashamed to call yourself an American. Home of the brave and the free and all that crap we're going to see on all these football games over the next weekend. The most scared, fearful people on the planet. You let a 80-year-old megalomaniac on the verge of dementia scare you. His little puppet, Stephen Miller, frighten you. And his fat-faced vice president tell you that what you saw with your eyes you didn't see. What is wrong with you? So anyway, that's my rant. And those are some of the conversations that I have listened to, I have participated in, I have read about offline in communities in groups that where white people aren't present. I think it's good that you know this is how some people are thinking right now.